All right, here we go. Got a kind of a mess here. This is relates to the kind of a nightmare that this was. So Tesla drive unit originally had that 9-to-1 gear ratio in the gearbox. We're going to be getting 4.5-to-1s, and we need to have the original Jeep had 4 11s in it, and if you take 4.5 times 4.11, the overall ratio ends up being 16 or 17 or whatever that math is. But at any rate, 17-to-1 is extraordinarily high. The original Tesla was 9, so we need to knock that number down a little bit. The tallest, they call it tallest, numerically lowest gear ratio you can get for Jeep Wranglers that I found is 307-to-1. So you take 307-to-1 times 4.5, and you end up with 12 or so, which is better than 17. Won't be able to go 142 miles an hour, but I think that's okay. However, problem is the pinion gear is considerably bigger for 307s than it is for 411s, and that means that it's really hard to get the correct amount of backlash. I doubt that Jeep ever had intended for it to have such tall gears in it, because I had to have this backside carrier, had to have this backside carrier machined down 80 thousandths of an inch, so that where the carrier bearing rests up against the carrier, I had that machined down 80 thousandths of an inch. And you can kind of see all the shims that I had to put on this side to make up for it, also that I could get the correct backlash on the ring gear. And pinion depth I didn't have to mess with too much. I put a 10 thousandths shim for the pinion depth, otherwise it was as it was from the factory. And I got a pretty decent pattern. I'd have liked it to be a little bit higher than that. It's kind of into the root, but I'd rather it in the root than at the top of the gear. So it may be a little bit extra wear, maybe a little bit extra, I don't know, but we'll see. But it's better that way than the other. And the other deal is I only have about 5 or 6 thousandths of backlash. You're supposed to have, I think it's 12 to 15,000. So that's not really enough. I don't know what the implications of that'll be. It might be a situation where the heat will cause everything to expand and could end up increasing the amount of drag on the differential, but maybe it'll just, over time it'll wear and it'll kind of loosen up a little bit. I don't know. May have to revisit that at another date. If it seems like it's going to be a problem, I'll keep an eye on it. Not sure how I'll keep an eye on it, but I will. Anyway, that's been what I've been up to for the last week or so. Now that I got the gears in there, everything's all set up, I can put the cover on the back of it there, finish that up, and put the new wheel bearings in there. New axles can go on there, put my brakes on it, and get this all loaded up underneath the front. Kind of do a preliminary wheel alignment on it, just to get me in the ballpark, and then we'll move to the back. Alrighty, we'll talk to you later.